Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Hanson. Today we are taking a look at direct contact. I'm doing this voiceover thing, right? I'm trying to step into the voiceover world a little bit, but let me tell you, your audio's got to be perfect. And it's driving me crazy because there's something in my house that causes interference and I don't know what it is. So I'm currently running a long XLR cable into my kitchen to try to get perfect audio for you guys. Because this is like the only area that I've found where it's like the interference is very minimal. So if anybody knows anything about that kind of stuff, hit me up. Anyway, we're talking about direct contact today. So direct contact is currently in early development with plans for a Steam release later this year. That release will still be in early access phase, but will open the field of players significantly. The game has big dreams as laid out by the developer Ed in multiple interviews, and with such big dreams, you may want to get in on the development process and be a part of this game as it grows. In order to get in on the development now and play the game, you'll have to support them through their Patreon, and I'm a big fan of making informed decisions, so what I want to do for you guys today is I'm going to show you a breakdown of the current maps in direct contact, a little bit of a showcase. We're not getting in depth on the ins and outs really, because I kind of want some of that to be a surprise, but it's more of a overall the look and the feel of the map more than anything, because I feel like that's important to know. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So I'm going to start out with the headquarters. Now I totally understand that it's not necessarily a map. However, it's so large and with so many things to do, I feel like it needs to be included in this list. The headquarters in direct contact aims to make it feel like you are genuinely at a base. You'll find a range with two separate sim houses, an entire like live fire scenario kind of thing where you can actually take on enemies. There's also like side missions where you can do an agility course, and yes, even latrine duty. And doing those things actually increase your rank and your actual endurance in the game. There's also a building in which you can go into for briefings with your team, and in the briefing room you actually have whiteboards explaining the rules of engagement, the team organization even. Now the rules of engagement, the team organization, all that is obviously a recommendation, but you are free to run the mission as you feel led. I think it's kind of cool. I feel like it kind of baby steps people into that world of playing tactically by giving you a, hey, here's what you should do. Here's a way you could do it. So with the headquarters being so large, it used to be a bit cumbersome trying to navigate the map, because if you were on one side of the map and needed to get to the other one, you just had to run over there, which was a bit of a painstaking endeavor. However, Ed has recently added a fast travel feature to the headquarters, which is by far and far way better than it used to be. So with that addition, headquarters really is a ton of fun to jump into, even if you just want to jump in for a little bit with your buddies, not play an actual mission, but just kind of train together. So first up of the actual maps is the Maryland map, and it's set in, well, obviously, Maryland, US. For the briefing, you and your team will be tasked with the investigation of an SOS sent out by the Vice President at his residence after a possible attack from an extremist group called the Rangers of Glory. Now, in my opinion, this is one of the most solo-friendly maps. It has a simple yet challenging layout with multiple options for entry plans. The surrounding area looks amazing and really makes it feel like I am walking in the woods. Getting shot at on this map is truly frightening as you struggle to figure out the location of that enemy. And then once you clear the surrounding woods and get that perimeter established and you move to the inside of the house, it becomes the classic, what we've seen in a lot of tactical games, room clearing, right? They did it really well. The layout of the house is pretty unique and interesting, and I'm not going to really spoil what you find inside. I'm going to let you guys get the game and play through to figure that out, or if you're really curious, somebody else has a video about it, glid, go check him out, but I prefer to keep that a secret. So at this point in the development, this map is my favorite. I love the variability between it being so well as a solo and so well to play as a team. It just brings me a lot of joy to play this map, so it is my favorite at the moment. All right, next up is Varanger. I'm sorry, Ed. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Let me know. This is a snow-based map, and you and your team will infiltrate a Russian missile storage facility in Norway. You are to secure the facility and report your findings back to base. The aesthetics of the snow and the sound of walking on it is probably some of the best I've seen in a tactical game, with the exception of maybe Ghost Recon Breakpoint. But let's be honest, they've got millions of dollars in budget and 100 members of the team, and Ed is one dude with player support. So honestly, when you do that comparison, direct contact's kind of coming ahead. Anyway, the map has a lot of vertical movement. You know, you can fight from the hilltops and snipe, you can get down on the ground level and take charge, you can jump down into the cramped tunnels and run through securing missiles. And that's part of the reason I love this map, with the variety of being able to fight high and fight low. It just kind of, you know, ticks all those boxes for me. This map also can play well as a solo. You might take a tumble here and there and have to reset, but the enemies don't reset, so you're able to kind of push through the same progress. So there is a solo play to it. However, again, as always, teammates are better. So with the variability of angles and the being able to play solo and with a team, this is a truly amazing map. Next up is the East Armenia map, and it's a great mix of close quarters and medium to long range engagements through the woods. So you and your team will respond to and secure the scene of a fallen heli that was transporting sensitive technology. Next, you'll eliminate the Russian forces attempting to secure the area as well. Lastly, you'll recover a hypersonic missile in an underground Russian facility. Now this map is a hard take as a solo. It does not lend as well to solo play as the other couple maps we've talked about. However, when you run with a team and have good communication and tactics, it is very much doable. However, it is also challenging. And this map works the same as the next map we're going to talk about, in which you will secure an objective and move to the next one, all the while the enemy is trying to flank you and re-secure their objectives. So that's why I'm saying the solo end kind of doesn't play out as well as the team aspect on this map. However, get you a team, run with it, and it's amazing. The next and last map we will talk about for the day is the Afghanistan map. This map is the long-range player's dream. It's set in the Afghanistan mountainside, and without a pre-mission plan, it is easy to get lost in chasing enemies and trying not to get obliterated by the BTRs on scene. Your goal is to secure several designated zones, all the while the enemy is trying to flank and re-obtain these zones. So all that being said, just like in the last map, having teammates on this map is a near necessity. So yeah, this map is not one that is for the faint of heart. Also, sometimes an enemy will run at you, and you know what? I'll leave that as a surprise. There's also been two maps that have been added to Direct Contact, and they are Chad 1 and Chad 2. Now, I haven't been able to put enough time into these maps yet to give you guys an honest opinion, so I am not going to. However, I am going to throw over some video of it right now, me running through. The map actually does look amazing. It does kind of give that, when they demoed Unreal Engine 5 and they had the car driving through the landscape, it kind of gives that same look. But I do love this map. I think it looks really good, but again, I haven't really got the chance to play the mission side of it, more just to respect how it looks. So I actually may have a video about these maps in the near future, so if you do want to see that, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. So also, there's a thing now with YouTube, where if you're watching on desktop and someone mentions that you should subscribe, apparently the button down there like lights up. And while you're checking that out, hit the subscribe button. So guys, the developer Ed has a gaming career that stretches back into the earlier days of Arma. And if you've been in the tactical gaming genre at all in the past 10 years, then you know that Arma does have a solo aspect to the game, but their primary focus is the multiplayer and teamwork aspect. And I believe that's what Ed is trying to replicate here. I believe he is going to put a harder focus on the teamwork and multiplayer side, and I believe that's totally understandable. I believe these tactical games truly are only thoroughly enjoyed when you play with teammates. And it reaches a whole nother level when you get the same teammates and you start to develop a kind of a, you know, standard operating procedure. Like, you've played with these guys so much that you kind of understand. You develop your own lingo, like let's flip the door. You develop stuff like that. So I feel like that's where the beauty of tactical gaming comes in, and I think that's something that Ed is embracing. So what do you think about Direct Contact? Are you going to jump into the Patreon early release, or are you going to wait for the Steam release, or are you going to wait for some reviews to roll in after the Steam release before you get it? I'm kind of curious, so let me know down in the comments. By the way, this is how far I am from my computer because of the whole weird interference sound thing. But it sounds better, and I do it because I love you. So, please subscribe for the love of God. Anyway, I hope you guys all be safe. Please stay happy, and peace out.